You are begging.
Mr. President was he was telling traders, look, I beg of you, don't hike prices and all of that.
You are not telling. You are begging them. You see, if you have good rules, you don't beg the one who sweeps the gutter to sweep his gutter. If you have good rules, when you are an auditor and you go into any environment, you can tell that the control environment is bad, it's murky, and you fix it. And there was an elephant in the room. Our big problems in Ghana today are threefold. Number one is the economy. Number two is drinking water. And number three is nepotism. The economy, drinking water, nepotism. Go and see the Minister for Roads. Was that the most important thing? Selfish people in government and nobody wants to talk about it. Are they? You will die too. Tread softly, speak gently. But if you have to raise your voice against injustice. Raise your voice against wickedness. Raise your voice against people who preach one thing and do another.
You speak of selfishness. The president talks about 30% of his office holders, having their salaries cut. That is going to be rolled on, is going to be continued, and all of that.
Here, let me help them. Let me help the president here because he's a man I've loved for 35 years. Now, another thing, I went to my father, who is 84 years old. He wasn't well, so I went and spent a week with him, sitting down, conversing, even recording some of our conversations and just laughing. And my father had ordered that somebody brings him 50 young coconut trees. And I said, what for? He says, Kwasi, I'm planting them. And I said, Dad, it is my job to do that. And I says, no, Kwasi, I am planting trees. They will grow. I may not enjoy the shade or the fruit, but that is what we old men must do. So tell your old men in government, they must be planting trees for the children. These are the words of my father, Openin Kwasi Darkwah of Clan Ediana of Adansi Dompoase. He says, tell your old men in government that they should be planting trees, the shade of which they know they will not sit in, the fruits of which they know they will not enjoy, but not plucking the fruits for themselves and their wives and their children and their wives' children. It's wrong. Let me tell the president what he needs to do. That 30%, let them keep it. Because if they stop the corruption, they will need that 30%. Rather, sack every deputy minister tomorrow morning. We have too many of them. Reduce your 120 ministers immediately to 40 ministers. You see Cote d'Ivoire? Ouattara realized the way the winds are blowing, the winds of change are coming. So he, without anybody asking, is already reducing the number of his ministers. And he already has less than 60 ministers. And he wants to bring them to less than 40. He's working on it. You have 120 who have failed us miserably.